Hi Paul, we had a bit of a slow day today in the beginning. Lots of times, long time drifting on the water, floating around. Was there a reason for that?
Yeah, we had a few issues with both boats. It felt like the one boat was going fine and then the other boat had a little problem getting something fixed, and then as soon as that boat got fixed we got up and going, and then obviously something wasn't quite right the other. So a little bit of a stop-start kind of day, but we got some good pre-starts in, a bit of action and some really nice sailing towards the end of the day.
And you rigged up team number 2, but second half of the day. Was it underpowered?
So we have 2 custom jibs on one on each boat today, and obviously looking at some different shapes, some different sheeting angles, and just how the sails sets up slightly different. And they went through a full range. We probably changed onto the J2s a little bit early. They were a little bit under range with probably lighter breeze than the wind speed was recording, so it's a bit of a struggle, but interesting to see how different designs are setting up. And then as we went later on in the day, the breeze came up. We should probably have been on the J3, but good to see the same sails up range to see if we preferred one in the stronger breeze, one in a lighter range. So it's a good day really for the aero stuff.
And I saw a couple of big splashes on Magic. I completely lost the boat and you had to restart from scratch. How is that so?
Oh, we got 2 different foils, and we're testing them on a bit more race testing at the moment, trying different settings. And if you push the limits a bit too far, some of them are a bit more tolerant. Other boards are a bit less forgiving. So we were finding the edge a couple of times today, but again, just great learning. So we had a good day hydro-wise learning this stuff.
And then we've seen you got a big innovation in the sails, which is called windows. Rather than asking why you're using windows there, how come it took so long to have windows?
I think we've been waiting a long time just to get the position of the windows from Team New Zealand. The main sails we were using are one design, so we obviously don't want to go and put them in if they're not going to be in the right spot. So we've been waiting for the information to come. It's really interesting sailing with the windows today, especially with the pre-starts. It means you can see the other boat at times, but again at times it feels like the windows aren't quite low enough, so there's a lot of blind spots. But it's really good to work on the communication, knowing that when one guy's communicating where the other boat is, changing over helmsmans at different points of the pre-start depending on how close the boats are and who can see. So really good learning.
And just final question, settings, this boat looks like a moth, a bigger moth, scale up moth. Settings upwind, downwind on the rudder are quite similar to what you would use on a moth?
Oh, it's a little bit different to the moth. The moth obviously flies quite high out of the water, so you've always got a lot of clearance, so you can play around with the pitch, and it doesn't need to be that much different at times. Whereas these boats, especially when the waves get up, a lot of the determinant how far bow down you come depends a little bit on the speed, but also on the waves. Like the bigger the waves, at times you need to back off on the rudder lift and accept that you're going to have more rudder in the water, just so that it stays in the water through the waves.
Okay, thank you for the insight again.
No worries. Thanks, gents.